So I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you have your savings sitting in a Chase, Bank of America, or a Wells Fargo account right now, you're losing money every single day. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just talking about real money that you're missing out on. Here's what I mean. Let's say that you have $10,000 in savings at Chase. After an entire year, you've only made $1. One single dollar in interest. If you move that exact same $10,000 to one of the accounts that I'm about to show you, you make over $400 in that same year. That's the difference between buying a cheap coffee or paying your electrical bill, just by changing where your money sits. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 7 best high yield savings accounts that you can open right now. I will show you exactly what each one offers, which one is best for your situation, and most importantly, which accounts that you need to avoid at all costs. So let's get right into it. Before we jump onto the list, let me quickly explain what a high yield savings account actually is. It's basically just like a regular savings account, but instead of earning basically nothing, you can earn 300 to 400 times more interest. So instead of 0.01% that the big banks give you, you're looking at anywhere between 3.5% to 4.5% right now. And here's the best part. These accounts are just as safe as your regular bank account. They are all FDIC insured, which means that your money is protected up to $250,000. So even if the bank fails, your cash is guaranteed by the government. Now, you might be wondering, how is this even possible? How can these banks pay so much more? It's simple. Most of these high yield accounts are from online banks. They don't have a physical branch on every single corner, no buildings to maintain, no expensive rent to pay. So they pass on those savings directly to you in the form of higher interest. Your money doesn't bounce up and down like stocks. There's really no risk of losing the balance. The only thing that changes is the interest rate, and that moves with the market. All right, now that you know what these accounts are, let's go into the best ones that you can open today. Coming in at number 1, we've got Sinfi with 4.5% APY. Now, Sinfi is a digital credit union that was launched back in 2025 by First Entertainment Credit Union. And they just rolled out a savings account with one of the highest rates that you're gonna find right now. What makes Sinfi stand out is that 4.5% rate. Plus, there's no minimums, no account fees, and some pretty cool features like early payday and digital budgeting tools. But here's what you need to know to qualify. You need to live in certain Georgia counties like the ones listed right here, or in Los Angeles County in California. But there's another easy way to join. You can just join the Filmmakers Alliance for just $1. Now, there are a couple other things to keep in mind, is that Sinfi doesn't accept wire transfers, and they have a $25,000 daily limit on transfers with a $50,000 monthly max. So if you're moving large amounts of money around frequently, then this might not be your best option. But if you can join for $1 and you just park in cash to earn solid interest, that 4.5% is tough to beat. So if you want one of the highest rates right now, Sinfi is definitely worth checking out. Coming up at number 2, we have Newtek Bank with 4.35% APY. Newtek has been around for a while and they've been known for being business friendly, but their personal high yield savings account is also really competitive. What I really like about Newtek is the simplicity. There are no monthly maintenance fees, no minimum balance requirements, and you can open an account with just $1. That 4.35% applies to your entire balance. So whether you have $100 or $100,000, you're earning the same interest rate. Newtek really offers some really strong customer service. They have online and mobile banking that's easy to use. And if you ever need the help, their support team is available during business hours. One thing that sets Newtek apart is that they also offer business banking products. So if you're self-employed or running a side hustle, you can potentially bank everything at one place. Their business high yield savings account offers similar rates, and it can be super convenient if you want to keep your personal and business finances separate, but under the same roof. For most people, Newtek is a solid, straightforward choice. It has great rates, no fees, and easy to manage. At number 3, we got SoFi with 4% APY. Now, SoFi is interesting because they're technically not a bank. They're a full financial platform. You can invest with them, refinance student loans, get a mortgage, and manage all of your banking in one place. With SoFi, you get both a checking and a savings account when you sign up, and both accounts pay you interest, which is rare for checking accounts. Here's where SoFi really stands out. They have this feature called vaults. You can create different saving buckets within your account. One for emergency fund, one for a vacation, and one for a down payment, whatever you want. Now, here's how the rates work. The base rate is 3.3% APY, but new customers who open an account by March 30th can get a boost to 4% for 6 months when they set up direct deposit. Now, to keep earning that 3.3% long term, you will need to have an eligible direct deposit connected or $5,000 deposited every 30 days. Without that, your rate drops down to 1.2%. SoFi also offers sign-up bonuses right now. $50 if you do direct deposit between $1,000 and $5,000 in the first 25 days, or $300 if you deposit $5,000 or more. Plus, they offer up to $3 million in FDIC insurance through their partner bank network. So if you're looking for an all-in-one banking solution with great features and you can meet that direct deposit requirement, SoFi is a strong option. Now, before we get to number 4, I want to mention something real quick because I know rates on these accounts change all the time. Banks constantly adjust their rates based on what the Federal Reserve is doing. So I actually maintain an updated list with the best high yield savings account with current rates and any sign-in bonuses that are available. I'll drop the link down in the description below, or you can just scan this QR code. It's always up to date, so you can check which accounts are paying the most right now and see if there are any new promotions running. Alright, so let's keep going because next account might surprise you. At number 4, we got Open Bank with 4.2% APY. Now, Open Bank is backed by one of the world's largest banks, and they're offering a really competitive rate right now. What I like about Open Bank is that it's super straightforward. They advertise their rate as 10 times the national average, and they're not lying. There's no hidden fees, no monthly maintenance charges. Your money is also FDIC insured, and you get that top tier rate from a bank with serious backing. The only thing that you need to know is that there is a minimum deposit of $500 required to open up an account. But after that, it's pretty much smooth sailing. There's no minimum balance requirements, no hoops to jump through. Open Bank just keeps things simple. So if you have $500 to start and you want a solid rate without any complicated requirements, Open Bank is definitely worth considering. Number 5 on the list is Bread Financial at 4% APY. Bread Financial used to be called Community Bank, and they're mainly known for retail cards, but their high yield savings account is actually really competitive. What I really like about Bread is that it's super straightforward. There's no gimmicks, no complicated requirements. All you really need is a minimum of $100 to open up an account. So after that, there are really no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and you can earn 4% on your entire balance. Bread also makes it really easy for online and mobile banking. You can link external accounts, set up automatic transfers, and manage everything from their app. One thing to note is that Bread doesn't offer checking accounts or other banking products, so it's purely just a savings account. If you want a full banking relationship, you will need to keep your checking somewhere else. But if you just want a simple, high-rate place to park your savings, Bread Financial gets the job done. The FDIC insured, the rate is competitive, and there's really no headache involved. Coming in at number 6, we have Capital One with the 360 Performance Savings Account at 3.3% APY. Now, I know that rate is lower than the other ones we talked about, but Capital One makes the list for a different reason. Capital One is one of the few banks that offers a solid high-yield savings account and physical branch locations. Most of these online banks don't have branches, and for some people, that's a deal breaker. They want an option to walk into the bank and talk to someone face to face. Capital One has branches and Capital One cafes in certain cities, so you get the best of both worlds. Great online banking with competitive rates and an option to visit a branch if you need to. Opening an account with Capital One is super easy. There's no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and you can get started with any amount. Another big advantage with Capital One is that you can open up multiple savings accounts for different goals. They don't have a fancy vaults feature like SoFi, but you can literally just open up a second or third savings account with just a few clicks. Capital One has great credit card products, so if you're already using the Saver One or Quicksilver cards, keeping everything in one app is really convenient. So if you value having a physical branch option and you're already in the Capital One ecosystem, the 360 Performance Savings Account is a solid choice. And finally, at number 7, we got Marcus by Goldman Sachs with 3.65% APY. Marcus is an online banking arm of Goldman Sachs, and they've been in the high-yield savings account game for years now. What makes Marcus stand out is that they have a same-day transfer feature. If you initiate a transfer up to $100,000 before noon Eastern Time, they will move that money to the other bank by 5 p.m. in that same day. That's huge if you need quick access to your cash. Marcus also starts counting the interest from the day that you initiate the transfer, not from the day that it hits your account. So your money starts working for you immediately. There are no fees with Marcus, no minimum deposit to open, and no minimum balance requirements. The platform is super simple to use. There's no bells and whistles, just straightforward savings with a competitive rate. So if you want a no-nonsense account backed by one of the biggest names in finance, Marcus is a great option. So those are the 7 best high-yield savings accounts that you can open right now. But before we wrap up, there's something that we really need to talk about, and which accounts that you should absolutely avoid. Let's talk about the banks that are basically ripping you off right now. Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank. These big banks are paying you 0.01% or less. So on $10,000, that's just $1 per year. Meanwhile, they're taking your deposits and lending them out at much higher rates. They're making tons of money off your cash while giving you basically nothing. I get it. These banks are convenient, branches are everywhere, they have easy apps, you've been with them for years, but convenience shouldn't cost you hundreds of dollars annually. With high-yield savings accounts, you get the same FDIC insurance, the same safety, but you're actually getting paid for your interest. And watch out for the banks that advertise high rates but high requirements in the fine print, such as needing $5,000 minimum just to get that rate, or requiring a certain number of monthly transactions. So always read the terms, make sure that you understand what you need to do to earn the advertised rate. If it feels a little bit too complicated, stick with one of the straightforward options that we just covered. So that's everything that you need to know about high yield savings accounts in 2026. But here's something that I didn't tell you at the start of this video. Everything that I just showed you is completely useless if you don't know how to actually qualify for these accounts. See, some of these banks require something called a direct deposit to unlock the best rates and bonuses. And if you're self-employed, freelancer, or just don't have traditional direct deposit, you might be thinking that you're out of luck. But you're not. I actually put together an entire video on 5 ways to fake a direct deposit for the bank bonuses. And yes, these methods are completely legit. I've used them myself to earn thousands of dollars in bank bonuses, including $900 from Chase and $300 from Capital One. So if you want to start earning guaranteed money from these accounts and bonuses, click on this video right here. I'll see you in the next one.